So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. He can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. Good footwork at the 30. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move it back in the backfield to make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Here's the option. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long...
And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Ravens put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll search for another score as they begin here with a 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. Avoids him at the 40, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. Unable to corral him, he fights through. He's still on his feet. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
once more, about ready to go on offense. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline. They'll start out here with the option left. And shedding through the tackle.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Conley. Finding Walker complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 53 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's thrown a couple of touchdowns. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And the tackle there by Chris Barnes. 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, Conley. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 34. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. He'll decide to keep this once more. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more into...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage.
He's not only thrown a couple of touchdown passes in this first half, he's run for 1 as well, as he'll start again with a first down. They begin with Henry. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets...
And this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 61 yards. And the Ravens are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense...
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's already accounted for 4 touchdowns. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 34. So this play, until recently, only something you'd probably expect to see in a college game, but running quarterbacks are certainly in vogue, and this turned into a big play.
And you and I both know that for a long time, coaches worried about their quarterbacks taking too much punishment, running plays like this, and they still worry about it. But when you can break off big chunks of yardage like that, it's worth the risk. Plus, you're coaching that quarterback to see those guys coming and get down before the big hit occurs. Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Conley, he's going to air this thing out deep for Thomas. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. A solid stiff arm. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 118 yards rushing for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
2nd and 5. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And how about the start so far, Charles? Throwing to start the drive. Conley. He shakes, and he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Traditionally, as a defense, your #1 job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback. Make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Running from the gun with Henry. Shifts by at the 15. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Conley going deep for Walker. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Flushed out right. Thomas brings it in. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A very solid gain of 27. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. He'll keep it himself. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Ravens are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the 2nd half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He's going to keep this again. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Conley. That's going deep for Bateman. And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 55 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd. Well, he had success earlier in the drive, keeping it himself. Not here, though.
And sometimes when you have that kind of success, you can fall in love with the option a little bit.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket. And now here come the Ravens. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
And past the 30 before he's out of bounds. 171 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps, because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defense in front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. From the 21, here's second and a couple. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Michael Thomas from 21 yards away. And the Ravens have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game. Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for second down. And the busy night for Henry continues. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving it. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Showed some tough running, but couldn't free much space. That stop made by Jack Campbell. 2nd down and 6 now. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. 3rd and 2. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. He'll decide to keep this once more. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards that time and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. He gets away from one. And it's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. The accomplishment, forever.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.